We have new reaction today. Another Tennessee lawmaker is now calling for a complete overhaul of leadership at NES. Our Alexandria Adams joining us now. You talked one-on-one with Andy Ogles. He sent a letter to Tennessee General Assembly kind of laying out what he says needs to happen.
That's exactly right, Hunter. Yeah, Representative Ogles saying that the president of the Nashville Electric Service needs to resign. I spoke with him earlier today about the key takeaways from his letter that he sent to Lieutenant Governor Randy McNally and Speaker of the House Karen Sexton. So he wants to dismantle the current governance structure of the Nashville Electric Service, including the Electric Power Board. Also establish a new governance and management framework that is transparent, accountable to elected officials, and directly answerable to all NES customers, including those outside of Davidson County. And also conduct a comprehensive audit of NES operations, infrastructure investment, emergency preparedness, executive leadership, and organizational priorities.
But down in Murray County and Williamson County, where they do have proper vegetation management, you haven't seen this type of loss of power and, quite frankly, loss of life. We need a system where there's accountability for the lack of leadership in this type of circumstances.
Yeah, so if you'd like to read the full letter right now, you can visit the free WSMV4 news.